if I didn't say hello to the enigmatic figure that is Darren O'Shaughnessy. Darren, great to have you back on the show, man. Really good to have you here.
Great to be here, Ed. How are you?
I'm not bad. I hear to take your puppy to the vet, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a routine thing, you know.
That's okay.
It's just what happens when you have a dog. You've got responsibilities. You've got responsibilities.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I've got a rabbit. Does that count?
Yeah, rabbits, dogs, you know, same thing. Got to take them to the vet now and again, get them checked, make sure everything's in place where it should be, no bumps. Yeah. You know, so it's all good. Good. Glad to be here.
Good, it's good to have you here as well. What do you make of that 2-2 game between Tottenham and Arsenal, which the final whistle has just blown in? Francis Coquelin being sent off while Arsenal were 1-0 ahead. There was that quick brace from Alderweireld and Harry Kane, and then Alexis Sanchez about 10 minutes later equalised, and it just died away.
Yeah, well, it was described as the biggest North London derby for, since '91, I guess, when they played in the FA Cup. I'm just looking at it. Possession was pretty even, 52% Tottenham, 48% Arsenal. Shots on goal on target, 11 to Tottenham, 4 to Arsenal. 26 shots to Tottenham and 10 to Arsenal. So I get the impression that Tottenham dominated the game, but then obviously Coquelin was sent off.
Your stats are going to be inflated a little bit.
10 minutes into the second half. So I suppose overall, if you're an Arsenal supporter, you'd be pleased about getting an away draw in that game. I suppose the team that are going to be most pleased are going to be Leicester, of course, who play later today. Yeah,
I was going to say that's almost the ideal result for them, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Either an Arsenal win or a draw will have the Claudio Ranieri's Foxes in raptures. They've got to take advantage of their late kick-off against Watford. However, they're away at Vicarage Road. Stay with us here on Radio Plus. I'm going to play some music from The Cause in a little bit. They're making a bit of a comeback. I always talk about trying to play a few songs here and there from my childhood. My mum was a massive Cause fan. So was my dad, actually. I'm not just going to drop it all on the old dear. But yeah, that was the song. The Cause are a band I grew up with. I'm also going to play with a band I really like. And this is coming up next. This is from Disciples. They did that really cool song recently with Calvin Harris, How Deep Is Your Love?
Okay.
I really liked that. This is their new one. This is They Don't Know, here on Radio Plus.
Is Radio Plus.
So there's Ed Kimberley here with Darren O'Shaughnessy on the Saturday Sports Show Radio Plus. If you missed my predictions earlier before we spoke to Nick Eastwood, I'm going to rattle through them for you now. And Darren, as always, you can just rip them apart, I think, and see how bad they've done. I've gone for obvious ones this week, though.
Okay.
I've gone for really obvious ones this week. We're going to start with the Man City game. They're taking on Aston Villa. And let's be honest, I can't see bottom of the league Villa getting anything out of that game.
Yeah. I mean, Man City have been on a tricky run. Apart from they beat Dynamo Kiev 3-1 quite comfortably, and they, dropped the one cup.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the last 3 league matches they've lost, of course. They lost to Liverpool, Tottenham, and Leicester.
Yes.
Those are 3 tough teams. I mean, Liverpool have probably not, and you can attest to this, probably not got the league standing that they should have. They've had some games where they've lost 3 points when they could have had them easily.
Inconsistency's been the problem.
Yeah, but on their day, they're still a world-class side. And they also, of course, had that big FA Cup defeat against Chelsea. But can you really honestly tell me that Villa are going to get anything out of that game?
Yeah, I can't see it, can you? Yeah, I think Man City, with the side they've got, Aguero, quality player, world-class player, you can't really see Villa getting anything out of it. They may surprise us.
Yeah,
I don't know, they may surprise us, but that sounds like a home win all the way.
Yeah, I mean, the beauty of the Premier League this year is that it's been unpredictable at times.
Of course.
It's been one of the most exciting years, in the league for a long time. But one of the consistencies has been that Aston Villa have not been very good.
Yeah, well, I mean, apart from Aston Villa, every team, I mean, even, you look at Sunderland and Newcastle, on their day, they've come out with some good wins. Bournemouth, West Ham, Norwich, Swansea. Look at Swansea beating Arsenal the other 2-1 the other day. Yeah, that was a big surprise, but fair play to them.
Anyone on their day can beat anyone. The other prediction for me in the Premier League, anyway, is Southampton versus Sunderland. It's a long way down from Tyneside. for the Black Cats, and I don't think they're going to get anything out of this game against the Saints. I know Southampton have lost their last 2 games, but before that they won on a 6-game unbeaten streak. They're not too far away from the Europa League berth as well. They know they've got work to do, because that's a goal of theirs. Ronald Koeman, we heard from him earlier, that remains a goal, getting into Europe.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's lucrative, isn't it? It's part of the prestige, and certainly for teams like Southampton, they've done amazingly well over the last couple of years. Southampton, I'm really surprised actually, because since Forster came back, they hadn't conceded, and they've had a couple of blips. They lost to Chelsea the other week 2-1.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, fair play to Chelsea, they've really turned the corner. Sunderland, you've had the Adam Johnson affair and all of that going on in the background. I suppose Sunderland will, I mean, under Sam Allardyce, you still think they're going to have a little bit of grit and determination.
Yeah.
You don't quite know how Sam Allardyce is going to set them up.
No.
With Jermaine Defoe up front for them.
Well, if he has his shooting boots, that's the difference for them in many games. I mean, last week, Sam Allardyce said that Defoe didn't bring his shooting boots, and that was the difference in the game. Yeah,
and it does make a difference. I mean, it's all about the strikers. I mean, if you take Liverpool, for example, you bring Sturridge into the fold, Origi's back fit, it does make a difference. It doesn't even mean that they're necessarily scoring, but what they can be is the catalyst to other players.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Couldn't agree anymore. I mean, look at Leicester and Jamie Vardy. If he's not scoring, he's helping Mahrez and vice versa.
Exactly, yeah.
They've got the supporting cast as well that seem to be able to find the back of the net. Danny Drinkwater, who's rumoured to be... it's rumoured to be a feature in Roy Hodgson's England side team.
Well, I mean,
grapevine.
If that's a rumour, then that's completely fair enough. I mean, you've got Drinkwater and Kante at Leicester, who must be the most fittest midfielders that amongst a lot of the top 10 sides in the league, because Leicester, they don't have much possession, but those guys work hard. If you can bring a player into the England setup that's like in the same vein as Milner, I guess.
Yeah.
Puts a shift in, works hard for the team, covers a lot of grass. Sorry, that's a cliche, covers a lot of grass, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, do you know I don't mind a cliche or two?
Yeah, a cliche or two, we're okay with that. So, yeah, it's interesting. I think, as you say, though, but Southampton, Sunderland, be interesting to see what happens.
One to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah.
I had predicted Cardiff to get by Bristol City. It came true. It was an early kickoff. I've just realised that in my game, it kind of doesn't really work. So, a late edition, I'll go for Derby to get by Huddersfield. Now, Derby are always a tricky one to predict, aren't they? Because they got themselves off to a flying start. Then they went on that 7 or 8 game kind of lowly streak, which saw Paul Clement get sacked. Then, they brought in the new manager, and things have kind of started to settle down under Darren Wassell. They won 2 in a row, beating Brentford and Blackburn over the last week or so. But now, they lost to Wolves 2-1 a couple of nights ago. They're still 5th. Huddersfield are a team that struggles. They have a similar record, though. They have a carbon copy record in the last 5. The last 5 games have been loss, win, win, draw, loss. For Huddersfield, for Derby, it's been draw, loss, win, win, loss. So they've had equal amounts of losses, equal amounts of wins, and equal amounts of draws. But I just think Derby, they're at home, and they do have a deep team. They do have a good roster.
Yeah, I think they're going to turn a corner. I mean, we're still baffled by Clement going.
Yeah. You have to steer the course with the manager, don't you?
Yeah.
We said this.
Yeah.
I mean, Chelsea and Jose Mourinho was a similar situation, but when you're vying to be the best team in the world, not just the best team in the Championship, Chelsea, you're vying to be the best team in the world. You start off and they were. Well, what did they dip to? They dipped to 19th, 20th at one point, didn't they? They were right down there.
Wasn't the big thing with Chelsea something to do with their pre-season?
Yeah.
Their pre-season, Jose Mourinho, he took it a little bit easy on them. They didn't start straight away. Players were given a bit of a rest, and they never quite got off to got into the swing of things.
Yeah.
Gus Hiddings done amazingly well with them. With Derby, you just expect Derby to turn a corner, but then looking at the table, you've got Cardiff on the fringe of the playoffs.
Yeah.
You've got Birmingham.
Ipswich aren't a million miles away.
Yeah. So it's going to be difficult. Having said that, Huddersfield, you would expect Derby to win that one. So I'd go along with that.
Huddersfield do struggle. Just rattling through the other quick predictions here. I think Wigan, who are second in League One, shouldn't have any problems in that game with Peterborough. Peterborough have lost 5 in a row as well there, Darren. So I think that's going to be 6 in a row. And, Wigan can put a little bit more pressure on Burton. Burton have got penultimate Crewe away from home as well. So you'd fully expect Burton to pick up the 3 points there. Not one of my predictions. The other one for me is I've got Sheffield Wednesday to beat Rotherham in the local Yorkshire derby. And the bottom of League 2. This is my curveball, Darren, okay? Bear with me.
Yeah.
Bottom of League 2 at the minute are York and Dagenham and Redbridge. What have I got in my prediction, you ask? Well, I've got a draw. Now, I think this is either going to be a 0-0 board draw, or it's going to be like a 2-2, 3-3. So I'm going to predict either a 0-0 draw or a 2-2 draw in that final game in my predictions. So to rattle through them real quick, I have got Manchester City to beat Aston Villa. I have Southampton to beat Sunderland. I have Sheffield Wednesday to beat Rotherham. I have Derby to win in that game against Huddersfield as a late change to the early kickoff in the Cardiff game. I have Wigan to beat Peterborough, and I have a draw between Dagenham and Redbridge and York. What are your predictions? Pick 6 games. Play along at home, please. Email us studio@radioplus.org.uk. Nice and simple. What's your name? 6 games. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? Who's going to draw? Put those in there. Let us know. You can also tweet us at RadioPlusCov. Tweet me as well. Why not? At Ed Kimberley. Let me know directly what you're thinking in terms of league football this afternoon. You can even give us a call if you want. Are you at a game? Are you at the Rico watching the Sky Blues take on Rochdale? Let us know. Ring us in the studio 024 777 12400. Have your say. I'm going to play a little bit of The Cause next here on Radio Plus. It's 2 minutes to 3. Then we've got the news, and then we'll be updating you with what's going on in the footballing world. Stay with us here on Radio Plus.